Well, we're expecting to see our government's justification for droning American terror suspects overseas, American citizens. In other words, the government killing U.S. citizens with no jury, no trial, no lawyers, no process, no nothing, just droning them to death. A short time ago, the Senate moved closer to confirming the man who wrote the legal memos that justify, according to the government, the drone strikes. President Obama nominated David Barron to be a federal appeals court judge. But with lawmakers from both political parties threatening to block or vote against his nomination, or I should say confirmation, the Obama administration signaled it will release parts of the memos to the public. Significantly, the document makes the legal case for droning Anwar al-Awlaki back in 2011. He was an American citizen and an accused al-Qaeda leader at the same time. Last year, President Obama said in his speech that it was indeed legal and that drone strikes have saved lives. But some lawmakers demanded to see the legal justification for themselves before they put the man who wrote it on one of the nation's highest courts. One of the most vocal critics of the drone strikes is Senator Rand Paul. And he said today that a promise to release the memo is not the same as actually releasing the memo.
They are releasing this memo under duress. And my guess is they're releasing this memo because they need a few more votes, and they'll get a few more votes by releasing these memos to the public or promising to release these memos. They will not be released. The memos justifying the killing of American without a citizen will not be released before the vote takes place. We've gone from not guilty, or you have to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, to an accusation being enough for an execution. I'm horrified that this is where we are.
The full Senate takes up the confirmation vote tomorrow. The full Senate will not have that memo tomorrow. In fact, an official tells Fox News we probably will not see the memo until next month. The reason? Because the administration is censoring parts that are classified. Let's take this to the judge, Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Well, we're going to release the memo, but we're not saying how much of the memo we're going to release. We're not going to say how much of it's going to be redacted. And we are saying that you're going to take this vote prior to seeing the memo.
You know, the timing is really beyond the pale, Shep. Last month, a federal appeals court here in New York City ordered them to release the memos. There's actually about 11 of them. And yesterday was the day by which the Obama administration had to either agree to release or appeal this decision of the federal appeals court to the Supreme Court of the United States. In order to pry loose a few more votes for Harvard Law Professor David Barron's nomination to the bench today, they said we'll release them, but not until we go through and cross out what we don't want you to see, and we'll have that done for you in June. Here's the thing. If there are genuine military or diplomatic or national security secrets in there, no one would seriously suggest that that should be released. But these are legal memos. The government is entitled to no secrets, but they are not entitled to a secret law. The laws are public. The opinions of the court interpreting the laws are public. The government's rationale should be made public as well.
It seems to me that it's important, after speaking with a number of people in the legal community, for us to look directly at what's happening here and not be moved by things on the side. What happened here is the government decided that it was going to kill an American citizen, right, with nothing, no process as outlined by the Constitution, none of the rules to be followed, just the government kills a human being. That we don't like the human being, that the human being was that really isn't germane at the moment, is it?
It's actually worse than that, Shep. This human being, whose picture we were just showing on the screen, Anwar al-Awlaki, born in New Mexico, was never even indicted or formally charged with a crime.
Nothing.
Nothing. Second, he was followed for the last 48 hours of his life by 16 intelligence agents, American and Yemen intelligence agents, who never lost sight of him. They could have arrested him, brought him back to the United States. Aha! But they'd need a charge to arrest him.
But they didn't have one.
Correct. So how dangerous could he have been if the government never charged him with a crime, never indicted him with a crime, never asked him to come in, and never attempted to arrest him? In the president's defense, they actually leaked already a 16-page summary of these arguments.
Last year.
Yes. And that summary, which you've seen and I've seen, basically says this. If we think the person is really dangerous and it's nearly impossible to arrest him, we can kill him. There is no such law in the United States. When they said that, that's what caused people like you and me to say, wait a minute, we want to see what your rationale is. Because the courts have never ruled that way. The Constitution specifically prohibits it. And the federal laws, which you, Mr. President, have taken an oath to uphold, expressly prohibit that.
Now, this is all leading up to tomorrow. The man who wrote these memos, these legal memos, to Barron, is going to either be confirmed to be on a very high court in the United States or not. And those who will make the decision will do so without the benefit of what it is that he wrote.
Well, this is where I fully agree with Senator Rand Paul, and he was angry, and rightly so. If the government was going to be fair, if the Obama administration was going to be fair, they would have released those memos today before the vote on Professor Barron to become Judge Barron. They're going to release them after he's been nominated, after he's been confirmed, and after he's been sworn in. It'll be too late. No matter what's in those memos, it'll be too late. Judge Barron, Professor Barron, will be Judge Barron for the rest of his life. Second highest court in the land. Who would want to be judged by a judge who says the president can kill whoever he wants?
Without any charges.
Correct.
Without any indictments.
Correct.
With no arrest warrant.
Correct.
Just kill him.
Just kill him.
Welcome to America.
Modern day America.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Something to think about, really.